attention of most people has shifted from the campaigns to the collection of permanent voters' card and the question of whether those without the PVC will be allowed to vote. There are people, however, who are worried that INEC in Kano may not have an authentic records of the number of people that have actually collected their PVC. Some other resident also believes their names were excluded from the INEC register. That is why they have not collected their PVC despite repeated visit to collection centers. I have also tried to speak with INEC officials here in Kano, but they refuse. But it is very likely that in the next few days, we're going to see more reactions on the issue of PVC. Some other people also say they have requested INEC to officially release the total number of PVC sent to the state for effective monitoring. In the meantime, Kano state government has started a house-to-house campaign to sensitize eligible voters on why they should collect their PVC. But you know, Kano is very big and it can take months to achieve good results in that direction.
Thank you very much, Idris from Kano. Idris Jibrin is our correspondent in Kano. But I understand Yemi Kosoko is standing by. Yemi, the situation in Bauchi, what is the outcome?
Oh, thank you, Nita. The Bauchi State Police Command has arrested 40 suspects in connection with the last Thursday's attack on the PDP presidential rally, which was held in Bauchi. The command's public relations officer, Haruna Muhammad, says a police officer who is the divisional police officer of the township division was attacked and he sustained serious injuries while trying to disperse the unruly crowd. Meanwhile, the police officer is receiving treatment at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University Teaching Hospital for the injuries that he sustained. The PPRO also says that the suspects that are arrested will be charged to court for prosecution on public disturbance and other offenses. And back to Plateau State, where over 85% of the PVC, talking about the permanent voters' cards, have been distributed so far. According to the Independent National Electoral Commission in Plateau State, the remaining 15% are yet to be collected because some of the voters are not aware where they will pick their PVCs. Imahi Yorubo Osaretim, an officer with the INEC in Plateau State, told Channels TV that the commission is embarking on enlightenment program across the state so as to sensitize the voters on how and where to pick their PVC.
Thank you very much, Yemi. But then let's go on to Rivers State, where Emmanuel Ere is standing by. Emmanuel, what's your situation there?
I'm Emmanuel Ere, standing by in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital, to bring you reports on the controversy surrounding the Adoke Amesemaka Stadium to host the PDP presidential rally, as the APC and the PDP trade words. And another blast at Okrika, less than 3 weeks after a similar occurrence in the town. There is no middle ground yet between the APC and the PDP as to the use of the Adoke Amesemaka Stadium to host the PDP presidential rally here in Port Harcourt, as both parties continue to trade words. The PDP had accused the APC-led government of refusing to allow the party to host the presidential rally at what they call a public facility built with taxpayers' money. According to the APC-led government, the stadium is still under construction and will not be ready before the PDP rally holds. Now, it leaves a loose-hand situation, as the PDP are threatened to force its way into the arena unless the stadium is released to them peaceably. Now, the people are apprehensive already as to what will eventually happen if the situation is not resolved before the 28th of January, when the PDP is expected to hold its presidential rally in Port Harcourt. Now, at about 4:30 a.m. earlier in the day, the national field in Okrika came under severe attack. That venue was supposed to host the APC state rally, but before it could take off the ground, gunmen were seen, according to eyewitnesses, shooting into the arena and throwing dynamite, causing serious damage to equipment put there, the generators, the stage, and what have you. Now, no one has claimed responsibility for that attack, but the police in Rivers State has confirmed the incident, and they say that investigations are on to unravel those behind it. Now, the concern for Rivers people is that the peace accord signed by the political parties in Rivers State as to their support to a violence-free election is far from being honored, and they call on the police to remain non-partisan in dealing with the political crisis in Rivers State.
Very much, Emmanuel, our correspondent in Rivers State. Thank you for updating us on what's going on there. But you also can be a part of this conversation through our Twitter handles. There are already a lot of tweets coming in. JD G Fame has sent in several tweets. He thinks I read his tweet and attributed it to somebody else. That was a mail, JD. But your tweets are here and we're looking at them. But you can use hashtag Nigeria 2015 at hashtag previously collected or hashtag previously not collected and tweet at Channels TV or at Nelta. But if you have a mail, send to Nigeria 2015 at channelstv.com. Let me see if I can take one or two tweets here. Sam Said Nwaru says, debates are crucial in making politicians focus on issues and help electorate make informed decisions. JD says, I hope media organizations, Channels TV in particular, will organize debates this period as Nigerians would like to know what the candidates have to offer. Indeed, Channels Television is organizing a debate in conjunction with some other groups of bodies. Enough is Enough, in collaboration with Channels TV, This Day, Guardian, Arise TV, Google, Gen Voices, MTV Base Africa is organizing a debate. We'll bring you more details in the course of our programming. So just take note of the debate that's coming up. Okay, Kadria, the Dr. Braithwaite brought up some salient matters. He talked about the issue of the Constitution not giving grounds for the electorate, for proper electioneering. Do you agree with him?
I hear him. Our democracy is not perfect. We're still a long way to go, you know, before we can say we've arrived at where we want to be, where we have strong institutions. The problem, though, is that this is what we have for now. And so what do? Do we allow the people who are bombing stadiums, who are stoning the president, who are causing mayhem, to sort of hijack the process? Or do we, you know, insist on introducing things like debates, things like town halls that add value to us as a people because they allow us to actually engage with candidates and ask questions that are relevant to our lives? And I think the answer is yes. We must continue to do these things because if we don't, then what happens is that basically the elections are hijacked by the things that they shouldn't. So we don't get issue-based debates, elections. We get elections that are based on either sentiment. We keep allowing people to polarize us around ethnic, religious lines. And Nigeria is too big, too important for us. You know, we have a responsibility, not just to our country and to ourselves, but to the rest of West Africa and to the rest of Africa to get our acts together. We've been, you know, faffing around for too long, put it that way. It is time we begin to, you know, get our act together so that we can take our rightful place among, you know, other nations. And the only way to do that is to begin to hold people in government accountable, or people that we're going to put into government accountable.
All right, we'll go over now to our new studio where Inni Thompson is standing by to give us news of what's happening around the country. Inni Thompson.
Thank you so much, Nelson. Good evening. It's not just the politicians who are getting set for next month's election. There are some not crowdy events concerned Nigerians captured in various groups in different states of the Federation are speaking on the level of preparedness and other areas to consider if the elections must be successful. The Electoral Commission, INEC, has its own side of activities in preparation for the general elections. In Osun State, they are one step closer after distributing 2,133 card readers to their officers, while more is expected.
With the 2,133 in our custody, we'll be able to start training of those that will make use of them during the elections.
This action has received the applause of civil society groups.
We believe that the use of card readers will eliminate some elements of fraud in our electoral process.
An area which seemed to have been overlooked has caught their attention: the welfare of individuals who will be employed to carry out electoral activities.
As a way of building confidence in the electoral process, the Commission should take out a life insurance policy for all the electoral officers, both permanent and ad hoc, of the Commission that will be involved in the 2015 elections.
Everyone has a message for either INEC, political parties, or in the case of the Nigeria Labour Congress, a message to Nigerians.
To shine their face, as they normally say. We must not trade our future for some stolen money. The principle and policy of Nigeria Labour Congress is that voters should not in any way trade their PVCs or TVCs for money. PVCs or TVCs are for education, they are for improvement in minimum wage, voters card, they are for uninterrupted power supply, they are for industrialization, mass decent jobs, improved minimum wage, retention of labor on the exclusive of the Constitution, health and safety at work. So nobody can trade this for money.
NLC also wants the various campaign trains to reach out to workers in their offices and industries, and not just on campaign grounds. In Anambra State, there's a new law to ensure that politicians and their supporters maintain peace all through this season. Everyone is calling for a peaceful election, but this may not be the priority of all. However, for lawmakers, a chunk of the work has been allotted to them. Members of the Anambra State House of Assembly see the need to enact a law that will enforce violence-free campaigns and other election-related activities. They call it the law to prohibit the engagement in unlawful assemblies and campaign.
A person shall not advertise, publish, and solicit for votes for or otherwise engage in any campaign for himself or for a person whose name was not duly published by INEC or ANSIEC or any other electoral body within Nigeria as a nominated person or candidate for any election within Anambra State.
The bill went through the first and second reading with participation from members present. Punishment for breaking the law was agreed on 100,000 naira fine or 1 year imprisonment or both. It was signed into law on January 20th, 2014. More activities, more stories next time on this segment. Back to you, Nelta.